Hey guys, it's BattleBrick's Hands. Today we'll be taking a look at the BattleBrick Army UH-1 utility helicopter. Let's get going. Here it is, the BattleBrick UH-1 utility helicopter, all built and set up. Now we usually associate Army helicopters with Vietnam, but they actually had some as far back as World War II. The issue is they tended to be clumsy, they were kind of silly looking, they took a ton of maintenance. So after Korea, the Army set up a program to get a more reliable utility helicopter, and this is what they came up with, the UH-1. Those early helicopters in World War II and Korea were used mainly for medevac, observation, and then the Marines just started experimenting with using them to move large groups of troops around during Korea. With the UH-1, it kind of opened up a whole new way of warfare. In Vietnam, they were able to use it to move mass groups of troops around the battlefield quickly. A great example of that is the movie We Were Soldiers, where you see them move hundreds of soldiers rather rapidly in a very isolated area to fight the North Vietnamese army. In addition to that new air cavalry role, they still use them for observation, for medevac, and they started using them as gunships. Now, it's kind of an interesting story. The early UH-1s, they weren't really set up that way. They'd actually get them in the field, and they would just attach whatever guns they had laying around. A lot of times it was rocket pods, machine guns. There's even some stories of them attaching like the M72 Law to the side. And they'll actually, a lot of times, they would just sight them by spray painting a target on the windshield. In all those roles, the UH-1 ended up being much more reliable than the older helicopters. It was really durable, it was rugged. There's actually stories of soldiers riding in them, and as they were riding, they'd look around and the sunlight would be dancing through all the bullet holes and it would still be flying. They did lose several thousand of them during Vietnam, but it was just because of the sheer amount of combat that they saw. The BattleBrick UH-1 is made with 230 hand-sorted genuine Lego pieces. The rotor blades fully rotate. We also have the minifigure, who's a Vietnam-era pilot. He has a Sidan custom helmet. He has a direct printed torso. He's got a flak jacket with a bandolier. He's also got little tiny dog tags right there. He's also printed on the back. All this printing is done right in the US. There's that guy. Now, his door, he's got a door for him and the co-pilot. Got control levers in there, and there's also some dials and gauges. I'll go ahead and shut that door. There's room for 2 figures in the front. There's room for 4 passengers in the back at least. You might be able to squeeze in 2 more in the middle. There's a rack for 2 M16s. And then this is the troop transport version, so it's got a M60 machine gun for the door gunner. It's got a United States Army decal on the back there. Make sure you know who is flying this helicopter. We also sell additional Vietnam US soldier figures for the back on our website separately. And that's pretty much it for the BattleBrick UH-1 helicopter. Thanks for watching, guys.